Well, here she is. She's all back in one piece. And I'll tell you what, after cleaning the front cover, if you remember, it had a lot of dirty marks and bits and pieces around it. And I'll bring this light around a bit. Get it a bit brighter around there. It is as clean as clean. We even steam cleaned the knobs and made them all look nice. The covers have all come up very, very nice. And yeah, nice radio. Just a story on this one. Ross from Strictly Ham, probably one of the largest collectors of everything in life. I got this one from Ross with a number of other ones, and a lot of them were ones that just, because of running the business and obviously being a busy sort of guy, he didn't get to. And when I bought these from him, he said to me, "Now, don't come whinging to me that you got to fix these." And I said, no, it's fine. It's no problems. And actually, this has been a great example of, not just a bit of fun, but it's a learning exercise, because it's been a while for me too. I don't play with 858 chassis every day. This is a bit of a walk down nostalgia lane and having a bit of a look at, what I used to do as a kid. It's come up well. It's really clean. Getting a little bit of my oscillator in the room here coming through, but I'll tell you what, I'm on the antenna at the moment. Now, just a bit of skip starting to come in. I don't know if we'll get anyone. Let's have a look. Jack Daniels Whiskey 229, JDW 229, just testing on channel 35. Anyone copy? And I should turn my 950 SDX off. I was using it just to monitor before. Let's have a look here. Anybody out there hearing JDW 229, Tangambalanga, northeastern Victoria? Getting about, there's always someone on there. Power output's not bad. Hello. Getting, 12, 13 watts out of that, so not too bad. So yes.
Yeah, someone turned on the skip, but that was also a key for the morons, huh?
A key for the morons. Yeah, maybe. All right. Now.
Yeah, no, I mean,
it's funny, we've set this up to 50 microvolts for S9, but they still have a bit of a lazy meter, these things. They need a fair bit of signal to knock them over. Not that... Turn that down a bit, it's all got busy. Not that signals are great at the moment, they are down, but I always sort of felt they were a little bit low. I was tempted to just knock it up a bit further. I might even quickly, run the cover off, and very rare I do this, but sometimes you'll set up an S meter by ear and look at a signal and go, yeah, but especially when they're reading a bit low, and by that I mean maybe you're making sort of S9 40 microvolt versus 50 and that type of stuff, just to give it a little bit more activity. These are old radios, so of course they're going to be a little bit maybe not to spec so many years down the track, but anyway, so this is working well, as I said, and actually just as a bit of a quick look, I thought since we're looking at Courier Gladiators, I might just show you a couple of other things. Look, I've got a few of these. That's not coming in too bad. Anyway, sorry. I've got a few of these that are in the box as well. I had 4 or 5, and I sold a few off because I just had too many. But the goal has been to have a 40 channel, a 23, and an 18. So I'll just show you something. Now, if you ever want to see a very, very rare box of tricks, this has come from... pretty sure I kept it. Yeah, I did. I kept the 2 from Ross because I'm really for nostalgia. This is an 18 channel Courier Gladiator, like new in the box. And we've got a 23 channel. Yeah, sorry, these 2 are the ones from Ross. Actually, I can recognise the box. I'll just give you a quick look inside, just to give you an idea what Ross was buying in back in those days. And these have been around for a lot of years, I can tell you. So I'm doing a little bit step by step, but I mean, this is the year 2020. I mean, really, bracket, microphone, no modification to the connector. Now, if I just very carefully pull that out, I can just put that over there, and I can just take this. Whoops, another bit of foam. Have a look at the black. I mean, when do you see this is brand new? Now, let me just get it out, and there you go. This is the 18 channel, absolutely brand new. Look, I reckon it is anyway. I mean, I'll have to ask Ross, to be honest. When I say I had some other ones in the box, a bit of foam in there, you know, the ones I had were box books, yes, but you know they'd been used. These just appear they're just not possible. They haven't been used. And look at the knobs. I mean, I just went and cleaned knobs to try and make them look as good as possible, and I can't get them like that. There's so much more detail in these knobs in not being used. So that's the 18 channel. So this time we've got the 23 channel, and this box is not quite in the same condition as the other box. It's been stored away, but you can tell. But I tell you what, who cares? You know, it's just honestly. And I think this one from memory had a little bit of the packing missing. Look, it's been that long, and I've had a lot of these in boxes, you know, in very good condition. So I may be wrong. This might have all its packing. Oh, it's pretty close, isn't it? Jeez. Book still in the plastic. Bracket. Same setup with the same setup with the two bits of foam. How they do it. Look at the sticker. It's like brand new. The cases are like brand. Well, I think the reason they look like brand new is they are brand new. It's and once again, let's just pull that out and have a look at the 23 channel version. Okay, so this is the 23 channel version, and you can't really tell looking at here very easily. Let's have a look. Can you? Oh, geez, I just can read that. Yeah, there's 23. There we go. The thing you notice, and I'll show you on the other one that I've just restored, the thing you notice between a new one like this and, let's say, a bit of rubbish on there. Don't mind the bits of cardboard that. Have a look at this. None of this is worn. And if you have a look at all the lettering on both these two new in the box radios, when people tell you that they've got something new in the box, look carefully at those photos. Have a look at the lettering where people's fingers have had to go. Generally, you'll find that some of that lettering started to, you know, it doesn't take much to show that, you know, that a radio has been extensively used. So anyway, so that's the two that I've got left. Excuse me. As I said, I've still got a few other Gladiators that are not in the box, and I'll probably be getting rid of some of those because I just got too many. I will keep the one that I initially have started with today. The two that are in the box, the 18 and the 23. So it gives us a nice bit of history for, you know, a bit of US history, a bit of Australian history, and, you know, a bit of 40 channel history as well. Okay, so we're back to the one that we've just restored and done a lot of work to. This has really been a labour of love, but good fun. So let's just have a look at something. Have a look at the word courier. When I get up close to that, see how some of that's worn around there? Now, my good-looking missus has actually got in her craft stuff pens that can make that chrome finish come back, which is great. But I'd rather show you before we do that. I will fix that label up there because I'm just anal about these things at times. But the truth is that, you know, these are the things. When you look at the case here, you know, slight little marks in them. Look, the black on this is still very good for its age. You know, 40 odd years old, still very good. But, you know, you'll get the odd scratch, the odd little mark. That to the naked eye, you know, unless you look closely, is not a big problem. But still, you know, people say, why collect new radios if you're not going to use them? And don't worry, I sort of agree with that in a sense. I've got probably 300, I don't know, more brand new radios in the box. That some of those are amateur radios, some of those are CB radios. Probably a lot more CB than ham, otherwise I'd be broke. The truth is that it is an unknown quantity when you're collecting boxed radios because you rarely pull them out. So, you know, you are going to get a surprise from time to time, and that surprise is going to be that it's time to recap. And believe me, I've found that myself. I've run those two Gladiators up that I just showed you in the box about a year ago. Work perfectly, and there's nothing to say that they're still going to work perfectly after sitting in the box for a year. Pretty temperature controlled room they're in, but doesn't matter. Anyway, so, you know, just be aware. Probably the best radio is the one you're using. Maybe don't do as I do in relation to, look, if I've got a boxed radio, I've probably got 5 of the same radio not in a box. So, you know, there's a little bit of tolerance for playing around if we get a problem. But, you know, you don't really want to do that. Use your collection as much as you can, and I think you'll get better enjoyment out of it anyway. All right, well, that's a quick look at the Courier Gladiator, which I've always been a big fan of. I know Ross is a huge fan of Gladiators and Spartans. He's really, truth be known, Ross was the one who got me started. I didn't collect CB radios at all a few years back. I had a few, there's probably a few hundred here, but nothing like there is now. But Ross actually really gave me a big head start with a lot of the nostalgic pieces that he had, and a lot of people say, why did he sell it all as one lot? And to be honest, I was very fortunate to be in the right position at the time to be able to purchase it, because you will never get a collection like that again. And I rarely sell anything of Ross's that's in my collection. I'm pretty, I just can't get some of the stuff that was in Ross's collection, to be very honest. There's stuff that just you're never going to find, well, you're not going to find easily. Probably a bit of an exaggeration to say never. But anyway, many thanks to my good old mate Ross Keogh at Strictly Ham. Support him, great shop, absolutely. It's the #1 shop for buying anything ham radio, that's for sure. And your general electronics needs, is quite a range of stuff that he's got there. So certainly strictlyham.com.au. Always get on his website, mate. He'll have the stuff out to you, the next day. I'm forever getting shipments from Ross. We drive him mental, me and a few of my mates, with if we don't send him orders for $7,000 radios, we send him things for $45 stands for a Yaesu or something. And I'll tell you what, it takes just as much effort to box up and send a $45 part as it does a $7,000 part. There's just better money in the $7,000 part, so I really appreciate what Ross does, because he's forever running after us. I can tell you, I've got a few mates feel the same way. 73s from VK3CM, JDW229. Please subscribe, and certainly thank you for all your comments and bits and pieces. It's been a whole lot of fun getting this put on a bit of video for for everyone to have a bit of a look at a bit of old nostalgia. Cheers.